Shut up and sit down.
Welcome once again to the Shite podcast show. Ken and Mark, we once again on the
122
episode of the Shite podcast show. We're getting closer to Christmas, Ken.
Yeah.
I've seen that you...
Worst time of year.
Yeah, you've been working retail, so it's pretty bad for you right now.
It's pretty shit.
I noticed that you put up your Christmas tree.
Yeah, put up a Christmas tree and outside decorations, and the whole house is very Christmassy.
Is this your idea where you're the one who says, "Oh, let's get into the Christmas spirit"?
No.
No?
No, the Christmas tree's been up for a while, like.
Yeah.
It's been up since probably the last week of November, and then decorated last week.
Yeah, everybody seems to be putting up the Christmas tree that a little bit earlier. It's like early birds used to be...
It still is. Don't put your Christmas tree up if it's not like the fucking 23rd of December.
Not the 23rd. Like the first or second of December. Right? And then like you have some freaks that put it up in November, like midway. Yeah. But like they were freaks. I
hate putting up fucking Christmas decorations.
Yeah, I'm generally out of the house when it does, so it doesn't bother me that much.
We got these fucking icicle light things. You know, there's a few houses actually in your estate that have them.
Yeah.
And I had to go up on a ladder a little step ladder to put them up on the gutter.
Yeah.
And of course, it was the windiest day of the year.
And had to go up that day.
They had to go up right now, like.
Yeah, this is the only day we got.
Yeah, putting these things up, and I was like, I'm possibly going to die.
Wraps around your neck, you fall off the ladder.
Yeah, fall off the ladder, dead.
This is my fate. Is this worthy if I die? Yes. They get up that ladder. Yeah, we haven't put up any Christmas decorations. We're very anti-Christmas this year.
Yeah.
We normally don't put up to like mid-December. Like I know.
I just get sick of looking at them.
Yeah, you do get kind of sick and look at it.
And then after a while, I'd be start thinking like the fucking ESP bill. Like seriously,
you're getting older and you're like, the fucking ESP bill.
Yeah, and I turn the fucking lights off.
You only put them on at night. You're not maybe to turn your lights on like during the day. You can't get the full benefit of it.
They go on like in my they're probably on right now.
Yeah.
Like it's what time is it? Just for people that are listening, it's like 5:20.
Well, it is dark out. Yeah,
it's dark out, but like they're probably on in my house right now.
Yeah. Yeah. If they're up right now, they're probably on in our house right now, but they're not. Yeah. Do lights cost that much electricity? Are they that
expensive? But it adds to the fucking thing. When you've got but like when you've got the Christmas tree that probably has 2 or 3 sets of lights on it. You've got outside lights. You've probably got some sort of stupid bullshit snowman thing that lights up.
Yeah.
Like it starts getting annoying.
Yeah.
I just like darkness, I think.
Yeah, you just like darkness. You don't like you just don't like any of the...
Yeah, I don't like any of the shit, like.
Bit of a Grinch.
Yeah. A little bit of a Grinch.
So we should get into our Shite Talk show, I guess.
Start talking shite.
Yeah, so like it's giving out about Christmas for the entire hour that we're here.
That's next week's show.
Yeah, it's next week's show. That's when I put my Christmas tree and I'm complaining about it. Then we're both be in the same boat. But it's been kind of a quiet week.
Yeah, there's not really been much weirdness going on.
Yeah, there's like the stories, like maybe it's just Christmas week, everyone's too busy shopping, so like
just Christmas, or
people aren't on the lookout for the type of stories that we normally talk about on the Shite That podcast show.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, we managed to string together a show.
Yeah.
So
hopefully,
I'm pretty sure there's going to be like a good few people, especially maybe some of our listeners that are going to get Fitbits either bought for them for Christmas or buy them for somebody else.
So usually it's like one of those Christmas staples at this stage.
Yeah, right now is kind of like if you have anybody who's kind of into fitness at all, you normally get them a Fitbit.
Yeah.
And you can like sync them up with your phone, you can sync them up with your girlfriend's or boyfriend's phone, you can sync them up so you can actually kind of get a group together, challenge yourself to see like who's been exercising the most.
Yeah.
But this backfired for one man. Now, he is a well-known figure. I think he might have something to do with sports. Not in Ireland.
Just throw that out there. Disclaimer.
Disclaimer, not in Ireland. I think he's in the US. But his girlfriend caught him cheating on by his Fitbit. So in order to motivate each other, what they did was they got two Fitbits and they synced them together so both of them can see when they're exercising in case he's on the road and he's working out when she's not. She can go, oh, he's working out in today, and she can do the same, and they both can push each other and slag each other about the results. When she went on to check the fitness app, she noticed that her boyfriend's one was, oddly enough, spiking at 4 a.m.
Maybe you just go for a run.
No, it was too short of a run. It was too short of a run to be
30 push-ups.
30, yeah. I couldn't sleep. I got up and did 30 push-ups and went back to bed. It's too short to be a run, and it turns out that his boyfriend, her boyfriend, was actually cheating on him. So they ended up breaking up because of his Fitbit. So it seems like every bit of technology is getting harder and harder to cheat yourself around, which is probably a good thing.
Yeah, but you're being tracked by everything. Everything is tracking where you are, what you're doing.
Yeah, that's true enough. That is very true. That your phone tracks where you are.
Your phone tracks where you are. Facebook tracks what you're googling and stuff. It's getting harder.
Your search history. I heard stories of a man was trying to buy an engagement ring for his wife. Obviously that's meant to be a secret. So when his girlfriend or soon to be fiance was on his Google, seeing that she kept getting ads for jewelry, and she's obviously put two and two together.
Yeah, everything's just being tracked. But you would imagine that this guy, obviously he knows that his Fitbit is in sync with his girlfriend's Fitbit.
You're not really going to think that. You'll forget that you have it on it. Normally,
surely, obviously he must do the same. Check that she's got her thing in, or how much has she been exercising, so I can exercise more.
Yeah.
So, surely he goes, oh, wait, shit. This is going to, spike my heart rate a little bit.
Well, I imagine what he does is wear it as a watch. He tracks his sleep, so he has it on, and he probably just forgets that he ever has it on. So when he was with this other woman, he's obviously didn't think about it. He's not how possible, what's the technology that I have to turn off right now if I am to sleep with this woman? He probably should do that, and he'd probably do that in the future because of this experience. But right now, he probably just didn't think of it. I can imagine that, anything that you wear, watches or anything like that you just forget that they're on, and you just get in the shower. I think that's why they kind of have to be waterproof, because people will just leave them on accidentally and stuff.
It's just a bit, I don't know, it's a bit mental that he didn't.
I think it's mental that you wear a watch to bed.
Yeah, I think the whole Fitbit thing I don't really understand. I don't get it. Okay, it's good for when you're exercising and it tells you how many steps you've done and all that, but even the steps, how does it measure that?
GPS.
Yeah, but how does it actually measure? So say me and you, we're different heights, so it could take me 3 steps to get somewhere that takes you 2.
Well, so let's say they take it for per kilometer, and they know what pace you're walking at because of the GPS is slowly tracking you to get to that kilometer. Then that relays that would then estimate what type of steps you're taking. Give you a rough estimate how many steps you took by the average man's step. And I think sometimes you can put in your height and weight and all that anyway.
Yeah, I just think it's very weird. Fitbits are strange.
Yeah, there's I don't ever use them. I don't ever
obviously if they're monitoring your heart rate and stuff when you're exercising, that can only be a good thing.
Yeah, well calories burnt while exercising is quite, and seeing where I know people who do GA, and they were to see how many kilometers they've run during a match or training, and they can show off to their coach going, hey, look how many, I did 15 kilometers in that match. And then they go, oh, he's like, oh, well done.
I really do question the step tracker thing again, because remember we did a competition thing in work. They had this whole big get healthy thing, and you had to download this app onto your phone. It was a step counter. But if you stood there and you just shook your phone it started counting steps.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so like everybody was cheating. Like everybody was sitting there on their lunch break, like, you know, eating a fucking tub of Ben and Jerry's, shaking your phone. Like,
why is everyone getting fatter?
yeah, and it was saying that you were after walking like
I often wonder
2,000 kilometers, and it's like you didn't.
I have to wonder that, like, when you're driving a car, how does it not know, like, your step pedals or if you're moving very slowly in traffic?
Yeah.
Surely you might cover a kilometre in the same amount of time that you would walk it, or even a little bit slower. So they're like, this guy keeps stopping through.
Yeah, like
that must jack up. Like. Yeah. See, I don't fully understand the technology, but people are using it for creative ways, because there's this cyclist who spent 9 hours pissing off motors, more than likely.
100% pissing off motors.
But he mapped out a cycle that meant when he finished the cycle, he had drawn a reindeer on his map. So obviously it tracks you where you can see your route that you're taking. So he thought, oh, it'd be really, really creative. I'm getting into Christmas spirits. I'll draw a reindeer with my...
that is pretty impressive, though.
That is pretty impressive. Like, because...
that would have taken some, like...
time. Yeah, 9 hours. That's
no, but you know, like, planning it, like, would have taken some time. Like, okay, cycling it took him 9 hours, but, like, how long did he take... work out, okay, like I can go this way.
You have to go up this road, then have to take a left here.
Yeah, like you're talking like going to the local council and getting like fucking maps.
Well, yeah, I think there's a map on your phone.
Yeah, but like, would you be able to plan it out on your phone?
Yeah, like it's very impressive, like what he did, like in able to get like the exact kind of shape of a reindeer. But like I thought that was really, really impressive, and then I clicked onto the comments to see what people are saying about it, and there had people who used their running app to draw dicks.
That's way more impressive.
That was way more impressive and funny, so I thought that was a lot better.
Yeah, like that's the natural thing that people are going to draw with it.
Yeah,
like if people cop, oh, you know what, I can map this properly. Everybody's going to do a dick.
Yeah, everybody's going to do dick. What can I do that's really impressive? Like, I think a snowflake would be more impressive. So if someone out there who has a Fitbit, who likes to cycle or run,
do a little snowflake.
Do a snowflake.
Send it to us.
Really complicated. We'll I don't know what we'll send you.
We'll send you
a cushion.
Yeah.
No, Shite Talk cushion. Just a cushion.
Yeah, just a cushion.
We'll find a cushion.
We'll write Shite Talk on it in Sharpie.
Yeah. Well, that'd be a really good snowflake.
Yeah, you're like really, really good.
Yeah, actually talking about photos and videos. No. We did if you follow our social media.
Yeah.
I was going to actually tell you this off air, but I might as well share with you.
I might as well share it with everybody now.
Yeah. So we did a chair challenge.
Yeah.
And I posted up on several different social medias. But posted a video. I usually did a story with like Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah.
So I didn't really track them, but like since I stuck up on Twitter as a video, I went on today and checked how many people were watching the video over.
Yeah.
So the difference between my video and your video is quite astonishing. So in the video, case for the listeners who don't follow us on social media,
who haven't seen it,
so it's at Shite Talk Show on Twitter, I think. Your video was the one where you tried it, and you're like most men, you couldn't stand up with the chair on.
I've tried it 3 times since then, and I still can't do it.
Yeah, I tried it several times as well. But we were even in Manchester, and I got a guy that we train with to try it in a pub. And we nearly got
I heard about that. I heard that story. Nearly got thrown out.
Yeah. So and like Keelan he could do it the first time.
You just named him now.
only second. I mean, he could do it the first time. But then I got him to do it properly. And then what you were the one who brought this up. You found the story, but you didn't tell us that you had to put your feet against the board and put one foot behind the other, and then the second foot behind that foot, and then stand with your feet together. So when I did a bit of research on my own, what I did was I tried it again.
Yeah.
And the first time I tried it, I had to face walk up the wall in order to try to stand up.
So you couldn't do it the second time? Why did you do it that way?
I managed to stand up. I had to use my face against the wall to climb
so you're like face planting against the wall to get standing up.
If I managed to stand up. And then I tried it another time, and I think I tried it in the gym, and those 2 times I couldn't do it. So it got worse every time I tried it. So I possibly wasn't doing it right. But the difference between...
I forgot about the steps thing when we did it.
The difference between my video, which I put up, was the video of me doing it successfully, and your video.
Yeah.
So my video, I think, got like 300 views. This is alright. It's alright. How many views do you think your video got?
I don't know. It must have been around the same.
No. I put up after your video, and people just like failure. People obviously like failure more than they do watching people succeed, because mine was me succeeding. I apparently was doing it wrong. I don't know if I was just able to do it that one time, but my view, your view got 1,130 views.
People just like me. I'm a nice guy.
Yeah, people just like failure.
People really just like failure.
People just like failure. So
we should start posting videos of us failing more things.
We'd have so many videos we could do.
We just record jiu-jitsu training.
Yeah, exactly. We could do, just name it, like us driving a car.
Yeah.
Us at our job.
Yeah, just fail
that
everything.
Other human beings are paying us to do. So like I thought that was quite interesting. Obviously, I wasn't going to share what.
And did you like differentiate on the Twitter that this one's a fail and this one's not a fail?
No, what I did was I just put up the same caption and posted a video twice, and this tagged Chair Challenge.
Oh, people just like people just like failure.
People obviously just like failure. Yeah, exactly. So
like those fail compilations on YouTube get millions of views.
Yeah. I love how they show the succeed one and then they say reality.
Yeah, it's just like absolute failure.
Some people doing like perfectly well, and then someone's face patting into the lake. So we might as well move on. So bananas, all right?
Yeah, bananas.
What do they cost? Like quid?
$1.29 per kilo.
$1.29 per kilo, right? That's the average price of a banana. Some man bought they didn't even buy one banana. The most expensive banana in the world. I can safely say this, other than maybe like that pop artist, what's his name? Andy Warhol's painting of a banana probably costs a little bit more.
Yeah, well, that's a painting.
Yeah, it makes me go, well, that's a painting, not an actual banana. This one banana was duct taped to a wall in an art gallery in Miami. And it was estimated worth $120,000. That's €108,000 for.
That's just ridiculous for a fucking duct tape banana.
Yeah, that's absolutely horrendous for a duct tape banana. It was performance art, and apparently some other performance artist was in Miami and was feeling a bit peckish. Ended up eating the 120,000 banana. He said he'd do it again. He probably would have done it quicker if he was more hungry. But he obviously seen a bit of fruit, said, well, I can probably I'll probably just replace this like quick enough. Like they're only a quid to get like a bunch of bananas. No one will ever know. So he ended up getting a lot of trouble with the art gallery for eating $120,000 piece of art.
When did they report him to the cops?
I imagine they did it. After that story, I used to stop reading and said,
I wonder, like, imagine, what would the cop do? Like, this guy ate a banana that was duct taped. What was it, duct taped to a wall or something?
Yeah, a wall of an art gallery.
Yeah, so it's duct taped to a wall. This guy ate a banana.
I think it's the cost of the banana. So generally, like, if it was a regular banana, he'd go, all right, here's your £2 for buy as much bananas as you want.
Yeah.
But the fact that it was 120,000,
that's just
they're like
ridiculous.
Give us 120,000, and I can buy a banana factory probably with that much money. But like I guess if he recreated the art himself, he might as well.
It wouldn't be worth as much because
maybe he's more famous.
Maybe, but he could argue that him eating the banana was performance art.
That's what Banksy did when he shredded that piece of paper.
Yeah.
Yeah,
didn't he shred that like to devalue it, and it just ended up increasing the value?
Yeah, increased value by loads.
Yeah.
So that's insane. So like, yeah, I don't know how much trouble he got into, but like I spent a bit of time in art galleries, right? Because I'm cultured.
Yeah, I'm cultured in it.
Yeah, in it, right? And I remember going around in one art gallery, and it was like a modern art gallery. And you can spend a bit of time. They have these studios that they have let artists stay in, And you have to apply, and they have this whole interview process in order to stay in these art galleries. We can do this around the world in loads of different art galleries. So there's a good opportunity for artists to travel to a country, have pretty much free accommodation, and all you have to do is create a bit of art for the art gallery, and they'll put up a display while you're there. And I think they can buy some off you if it's really, really good.
Yeah.
And when we were there was one piece, I don't know if it was done by an artist that were staying in the art gallery, if it was a piece that they had on display, but it was just a tiny square piece of canvas and had this load of paints spread onto it. I don't know if it was I think it was oil paint, and it was still moving. So they're like, oh yeah, it's live art. That's the whole thing of this.
It's live art.
Yeah, so it was just basically a load of wet paint on canvas, and they're calling it live art, and it was in an art gallery.
You're literally watching paint dry.
Pretty much. I think that might be the secret joke in the whole thing.
Yeah.
But there's this one artist who obviously came to Ireland, and like I said, you're meant to travel around, like, it was in Dublin, so you're meant to travel around Dublin, and you're meant to get like a kind of a taste of the culture in around Dublin, and be inspired and create a load of art in this art gallery. This person spent, I think it was 3 weeks, cutting out silhouettes of caravans. You know the stickman caravans
Yeah.
that you made in like first class, that they make it like a ribbon of like stickmen or stick women.
Yeah.
He did the same thing with plastic and caravans. So he made cut out caravans that are all connected together, and he seemed to be like inspired by caravans, and it kind of pissed off the art gallery.
I wonder why.
Because he spent the majority of the time creating that one art piece of the connected art. Like, obviously, there's just plastic silhouettes of kind of caravan doors.
Where is the guy from?
I have no idea. I didn't ask any questions.
Like, that seemed... caravans are everywhere. You could understand if it was something that maybe he didn't see before.
I don't know if there was a halting site that was cleared out before I got to the art studio. Like, I walked up to that road that he would have walked down if he had left the art studio, and there were no caravans. I don't know if he...
Strange.
I don't know where he was in Dublin that he got inspired, but like, basically, yeah, he was just drawing sides of caravans and quotes of caravans. This is what he spent his 3 weeks, and they're kind of like, yeah, all he's done is this caravan art. Cheers. Like, we have to do better vetting.
Yeah, that was just a guy who wanted, maybe he wasn't even an artist, he just wanted free accommodation somewhere.
I think, like, if you're reasonably good at art and you've spent several years in an art college and you've went to a pristine college, you can blag your way into staying, like, he was there 3 weeks, free accommodation in Dublin for 3 weeks.
Like, isn't that the thing though with like modern art and stuff though? You could literally just do anything and just go, oh, it's modern art.
Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. Like, there's
like opposed to like, you know, fucking painting the Mona Lisa or something, where it actually takes talent, in inverted commas.
Yeah.
Like, modern art doesn't really require...
Well, yeah, there's
a lot of talent.
Well, there's minimalist and expressionist. A minimalist is used the least amount. So if you're in a minimalist, there's people with blank canvases who just painted like a white piece of paper on a white canvas and has like sold it for several thousand. And then there's expressionist art, which is just going nuts on a canvas. And if people go, yeah, I like that. I like the energy in it.
Like, what the fuck? That actually leads into the thing that I was telling you about earlier.
Yeah.
There's this guy who was selling recreating bags of poo, and like he's selling that as art. Jude Law bought one of these things, and he makes like a 3D resin cast of dog poo and paints them, and he makes self-portraits. So I don't know if it's a self-portrait like of his own shit,
or of someone else's
like
dog shit,
of his actual face, or what he does. Like, but
so does he like sculpt like of a ship's
just dog poo, like?
And does he do like faces in the dog poo, or is it just like
no? It's
somebody
it's
takes
just
a picture of their dog after they picked up the poo, and like Jude Law is just like, yeah, do me a self-portrait of this bag of shit.
It's just like the actual poo. Like, he makes a 3D resin cast of the poo and paints it. And his reason behind it is, he says it's a comment on waste, pollution, life, and death.
So you have to have a snappy title. You have to be able to sell it. Like, because you go, oh, it's a painted canvas.
Yeah, it's a bit.
Or is it painted
bag of poo?
Yeah. But like if you go, oh, it's actually a comment on the way we treat our more vulnerable and weaker in society. If you're like, oh yes, this is a great message.
Waste,
like
pollution,
this.
life and death. Like, what's a bag of poo have to do? Okay, waste. It's waste. Pollution. Poo's not really pollution.
Well, it is if it's going into the oceans.
It is if it's going in the ocean, but it's not if it's like...
If it's a plastic bag, then those plastic bags are pollution. You're thinking like a paper bag, which would be useless for storing poo.
Yeah. Well, the poo itself isn't pollution.
No,
unless it's going into like
the plastic
water.
Is. Yeah,
the plastic is. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
If
you shit in a pool, people will be, what do you
what are you shitting in the pool for?
Why did you just ruin our pool? And you're like, it's not pollution. It's natural.
Yeah, just go shit in the flower bed instead.
People are like, stop shitting in our pool.
Have you shit in the pool before?
No, I haven't. But I'm pretty sure there's somebody out there that has shit in a pool.
More than likely is, yeah.
Yeah, so I guess if you can get away with it.
Like £600, like that's pretty steep for like, it's not even a real poo. It's like pretty steep for a 3D resin cast of some poo.
Yeah, well, like I said, anytime someone goes to explain and go, well, art doesn't have any meaning, and yeah, we all could it, but we haven't. So I guess you just have to create art and make it as random and easy as possible to do, and you'd be like, this is it.
Yeah, Jude Law will buy it.
Jude Law, yeah, anyone with a lot of money will buy it. Last week we were talking, I had a few bird facts.
Yeah.
One was about like the loudest bird, loudest bird in, like it possibly uses a shout at like its mate, or a bird that is trying to mate with. That's right beside it.
Like 116 decibels or something?
Yeah, I think that was it.
Yeah. There's like, the loudest human scream was 128. Some girl in Britain called Jill Drake. Well, woman.
Yeah.
Called Jill Drake. In the year 2000. 128 decibels.
128 so she was able to shout louder than this bird.
Yeah, 128 decibels.
That's insane.
The second loudest is some Russian man named Sergei something, and he was 116.9.
Because we said those birds can scream so loud that you can hear it just under a mile.
Yeah, so like 128 decibels, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, that'd be like over a mile.
Yeah.
Well over a mile, more than likely.
Imagine how much that's going to hurt.
Yeah.
You know, like if you shout loud enough and your vocal cords get strained and
or you burst your own eardrums.
Yeah, like that's definitely happening.
100, yeah, because like 116 decibels, you're going to hear that if you shout loud enough. If you're beside something that's, well, 128, that's really, really loud.
Yeah, like that's deafening.
I wish I had like something to compare how loud that is to. I know we have a bird, but no, we don't know what this bird sounds like.
Like I was looking it up. I can't remember the exact thing, but it's louder than the front row of a rock concert. That
is insane. So, like, if you think about like AC/DC playing and you're in the front row, ears are going to hurt after. Like, I think one of the artists, lead singer, actually went deaf.
Yeah, he's back now though. He's okay. He had to have some operation or something. He went deaf for a bit. Yeah. So that's insane. Is that like humans can actually shout louder than the loudest bird? Now we're probably like 3 times the size of this bird. We probably have a larger lung capacity, so we probably should be able to shout louder. But if you like, this was his main kind of like skill in life, was to shout really loud. That's how like how he gets all his women. Like a woman shouldn't be able to shout louder. Yeah, like the front row of a rock concert is 120 decibels.
So it's actually louder in the front row of a rock concert.
Yeah, by 8 decibels. A drum, at the moment of impact, the loudest a drum gets is 125 decibels. So she's louder than a drum kit.
How's a drum louder than a rock concert? I'm pretty sure
because the drums are like kind of pushed in the back. So the front row, by the time the sound hits the front row, it's...
So like, obviously sound dissipates quite quickly then.
Yeah.
Alright.
Well, like... Obviously it does. Like if I drop my phone on the floor here, it's only going to make sound for like less than a second.
Yeah.
So like sound disappears fairly quick.
I guess so.
It travels fairly quick, but it disappears fairly quick.
Yeah, it just as quick. I know you're saying that you have a story about why hipsters all look the same. So that's the only thing I wrote down.
It's the only thing you wrote. Yeah. Why hipsters all look the same.
Yeah. So like we're being a bit discriminatory. any hipsters out there?
Saws.
Yeah. So like I don't know. Hipsters, like, no one wants to admit that they are a hipster.
Yeah, but do you know that hipsters, like, everybody thinks that it's this new thing, but it's actually been around for years.
Yeah.
Like, it's been around since the 50s.
Yeah, you'd have, like, mods. Mods would be like the original hipsters.
People used to call people hipsters in the 50s. And then in the 70s, they, like, shortened it to hippie. And now it's just become hipster again.
Yeah.
But like it's just been like a term for somebody who's into whatever the fuck is in fashion at the time.
Well, it's not that they're into alternative.
Yeah, you know, like they're into like alternative whatever's cool without being mainstream cool.
Yeah, they want to be cool, but they're not mainstream cool.
Yeah,
yeah. So they wouldn't be into like Lady Gaga. They'd be into some lady from a place called Gaga.
Yeah, it'd be into some nonsense
that no one has heard of. I know there's no place called Gaga, but like it's late in the evening right now, so like our brains aren't fully functional.
We're having brain farts.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so this guy, there's a magazine called MIT Technology Review.
Yeah,
and they ran this article called "The Hipster Effect: Why Anti-Conformists Always End Up Looking the Same."
So what was their conclusion of why they actually do all look the same?
I don't know.
Great journalism.
Yeah.
Absolutely great journalism.
The article is based on, I have a kind of bullet points here.
Yeah.
It's based on a university study about how they often end up, non-conformists often end up conforming to counterculture conventions. So like, going from what I would know, like, so obviously I'm into heavy metal and stuff.
Yeah.
So like when I was a teenager,
you'd follow like
all
conventions.
My friends, we would all only wear black.
Yeah.
You know, because that was like
the rock thing.
Not what everybody else was doing. Everybody else was going out and wearing like
colors,
Nike tracksuits and stuff. Like we were just wearing like black t-shirt, black jeans.
Yeah.
But you end up conforming to being a non-conformist.
Yeah, exactly. You end up dressing to fit in with the people, your peers.
Yeah. So that's pretty much what it was about, I think. But they used a Getty image photo of this bearded man wearing flannel and a beanie to kind of go with the article. And when they used it, they duplicated it and they put different color hues over it to kind of show that like everybody, all hipsters are the same without being the same. So they put different colored hues on it and that kind of stuff. And this guy was reading the article and he seen the photo and he was like, "Holy shit, that's me!"
Yeah.
And so he emailed them and he like gave out fuck and he was like, I didn't give permission for my photo to be used in this article and all this kind of crap.
How dare you?
Yeah. So they got kind of like, oh shit, this guy's threatening to sue us. So they contacted Getty Images and had them send on like the consent form from the model and stuff. And they responded and said, the guy who did the photo, like, here's his consent form and stuff. Like, he has a different name to the guy who's emailing you.
Yeah.
So they sent on that information to your man, and your man was like, "Oh yeah, shit, no, that's not me. Sure, I never took a photo like that." And so then the MIT Technology Review used the situation of what had just happened to them.
Oh, they obviously
in their conclusion to go like
they couldn't use the email because obviously then your man would be like,
yeah,
somebody used my email.
Yeah, but they were like, did this just happen? So like that's further proof that all hipsters look alike.
That is hilarious.
The guy just seen a random hipster and was like, that's me.
Yeah, well, actually, one thing that hipsters might wear, maybe it's a bit too common culture, so they'd have to get like, I don't know, one made out of like hemp or tobacco leaves, sewn by like
tobacco leaves,
Westmeath children, so that they like go against the grain. But Christmas jumpers are quite popular. You'll see them all around.
Yeah,
I'm sure
everybody's wearing Christmas jumpers.
Anytime you're in a shop, you'll see a Christmas jumper. Well, Walmart brought out their own batch of Christmas jumpers. Now, there's always a story every few months, especially around Christmas. There's always stories like this that pop up.
Yeah,
and makes you scratch your head how this got past management. Like, surely, like the creator of the jumper design sends it out, obviously thinking this is a piss take. it goes to like obviously maybe an editor or a chain line boss, and they're like, yeah, that's grand.
Usually everything goes through like a legal department.
Yeah, exactly, and stuff goes through legal. But by the time like it gets to the store, it obviously went through several different styles or types of management and law
and changes.
Yeah, exactly. Before it hits the market, but year on year, we always get these weird stories of these jumpers having to take off market because they offend people. Well, Walmart brought out a Santa Claus doing cocaine, and they've had to take it out of stores because people were complaining. Now, if you think this, maybe people's minds are a little bit like dirty, and they're seeing what they want to see rather than this is
pretty obvious.
This is snowballs on a table, and there's 3 lines beside it. He's holding a straw. So like, it's quite clear what this Santa is meant to be doing.
And he looks happy.
The caption
he looks fairly happy.
Let us know. That's the caption underneath the table. Let us know. And he has his 2 hands in the air while he's holding a straw, and there's 3 lines of cocaine on the table.
Yeah,
like I don't know how that got to management.
Sometimes I think though that they do it like just to get the publicity.
I can imagine why Walmart would do that. Now, there are other cases. I remember Penny's released a jumper and it said Little Monkey and had a black child on it, and they had to take that down. And you're like, how the hell did this get past marketing?
That's definitely something that somebody would have went. Advertising would have went, no.
Yeah, and I remember someone had brought out, you were showing me, someone brought out a Walking Dead t-shirt.
Yeah, it had Negan's back, was it Lucille?
Yeah.
And it said like, eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
So they had to take that off. Yeah, because of the next lines of that nursery rhyme. So obviously they had to take it down. So I can see how Negan's will get through.
But like,
I think that's a line that's in the series.
He said it in the series when he was with the guy. He was going eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Yeah, exactly. So like he used that's the direct line from the series. So I don't know what you do with that.
Cheeky Monkey, I can understand how that got through as well. Like, okay, it was a bad decision, their choice of model for the fucking thing, but I can understand, like,
I know,
particularly Irish people say that to kids all the time.
Exactly.
Cheeky monkey.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously they want it to be as kind of like multicultural as possible, so they're obviously getting people from all walks of Ireland to model for them.
Just a bad decision.
But like, yeah, exactly. They're like, just take that kid out of that. Like, this is only going to end badly. But like, no one from like the boss to like the store reps, no one said that.
Nobody said there might be a problem here.
There might be a problem there, and they're like, no, it's grand. I say cheeky monkey all the time to my kids.
I call my kids cheeky monkeys every day.
Yeah, and they're all like, it's perfectly fine.
Nobody will be offended by this.
Yeah, and then they obviously then have to backtrack and go, oh, well, we didn't really mean any offense, but blah, 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 blah.
We don't know how this got into market.
Well, this is not against our ethos of our firm, blah, blah, blah. And then they have to backtrack and apologize.
Yeah.
But then next year rolls around and look at it.
Somebody does it again.
There's a cocaine loving Santa. And you're like, seriously? Like, this is becoming a problem. Either you are really pig ignorant to like life around you. Like, I imagine the person who made the design said, I'll send this in with a bunch of other designs.
I'd say maybe what they did was, you know, the way they probably had a Christmas party or something coming up, and they're like, let's make these t-shirts for us to wear at our Christmas party, maybe.
Yeah.
Or something stupid like that.
Well, that's what I said. Let's make adult Christmas jumpers, because like kids do, like parents pick their kids jumpers. Obviously, not going to get a cocaine Santa.
Yeah,
we'll have it in the adult section, so like parents will just think it's funny, and we'll get away with it. I think that they knew what it was, but then they're like,
because when I first I heard about this during the week, and I just never looked into it.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh, it's just one of these stupid things where, like you said, you're just seeing what you want to see.
Yeah,
but then when you brought it up before we went on air and I looked it up, I was like, nah, it's pretty fucking obvious.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious what it is. So, like, you mentioned Christmas parties there. So, our final story of the show is about Christmas parties. So, Vice did a piece on their page about Christmas parties. They're coming from the bartender's perspective, and they're saying the worst,
God love them,
the worst Christmas parties that they ever had to bartend at during. So they went through most of these people live in very different parts of England. So before I get into a few of these stories, have you ever been at a really bad Christmas party?
Depends what you mean by bad. Like bad, messy, or bad as in you want to just like leave.
Like you're surprised that anyone from that place still had a job after.
Or like I'd be surprised every year that nobody gets fired at our Christmas party.
Yeah,
like there'd just be absolute havoc.
I imagine anyone in retail, especially ever like the crazy Christmas you would have, and it's just like a pressure cooker.
It'd just be just madness.
Yeah, I imagine it's quite a messy time.
Intense, like.
Yeah, I know another person that I know who worked in a toy store. He said his Christmas party will be in like Easter, because like that's how busy they are up until that point, that they really don't have a chance to actually have a Christmas party till like Easter.
Yeah, like I don't even think we're going to do one this year. Like it's usually it'll be like November, or it'll be maybe January. Yeah,
so it's never in.
It's like a few times it's been like around December, the middle of December, whatever. But it's usually like maybe 2-3 weeks before Christmas.
Yeah, I remember it was like maybe 2 years ago, and I was at a bar. I was going around bars in Dublin. With someone, and we ended up going into this one place, and it was really, really packed. So we went upstairs, and we ended up kind of accidentally gate crashing a work party. And
was there free drink?
No, it wasn't free drink, unfortunately not. But we ended up getting talking to this couple who worked together, and they were on their first date.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, so they had went to a restaurant beforehand, and then they obviously met up with the rest of the party. But it was so funny. Your man, we couldn't believe that they were, when we first sat down, I thought it was her gay friend and herself. So we were like shocked without any belief that they were on a first date. Then what happened was we got talking to them. We got talking for a while, more drinks were coming. Your man left the table, and she's like, "Oh, I'm not really into him." It was like a really awkward date. He kept like, He'd researched things to say at a first date, and he had all these.
No.
So he spent the whole thing on his phone, and he had like
just reading stuff from the internet.
So he's like, here guys, you answer some of these questions, and like see how he's get on. We're like, no, we're not doing this. So like, you won't find him annoying, but there was another guy at the Christmas party that she really fancied.
Oh no.
So there ended up being like this like kind of love triangle. We're like, oh yeah, we're like, he wasn't really interested in her at all, and she thought like maybe going on this date with him would make him a little bit jealous.
It didn't work at all.
I know, but by the end of it, right, by the end of the night, we were singing Fairy Tales in New York with these people. We were invited back to the guy that she fancies house. They ended up shifting at some point in the night. Your man in front of your man as well.
Oh no!
We got talking to one of their gay friends at the party, and we were like, "You definitely can turn that guy." He's like, "I'll give it my best shot." As we were walking off, and that's the last time I ever seen him.
You can definitely turn that guy.
So that was a Christmas party that we gay cast. All the ones that I've been at are like pretty standard Irish Christmas party.
Mine to be like, I don't really remember too much after a while. Like,
probably
I just start blacking out. Like
the worst person is the rememberer of a Christmas party. That one person who.
The thing I hate is the fuckers that take photos.
Yeah. I don't like photos and videos when you're out drinking, because it's always like a really.
It's okay if you're out drinking and you're just going for like 2 or 3 pints or whatever, and you're kind of just like, you're going to stop after. Like, no, but 2 hours, whatever. Unless you're like, hey, well, if you're going and you're like, that's it, everybody's going to get fucking
there's a point in the night where all phones should be like
smashed.
Put in your phone, smash your phone, delete it. No. But should we just put it in your pocket? Not smart. Like, it's not, we all have to get taxis home. Put it in your pocket, and until you're getting a taxi, don't open it, because like only bad things will happen if you open that phone. There's always a member as well. A guy for next few weeks will slowly just eke out information of like stuff that you did at that Christmas party.
I don't really mind that too much if it's like somebody that you get on with and they're like, you know, they were like if they were fucked as well, and it's like funny stuff. It's like, oh, yeah, do you remember you fucking pissed in your man's shoe or something? Like that's funny shit.
When they tell you stuff, you're like, oh, I really have to apologize to that person now.
Yeah, but then you go to apologize to that person and they don't remember.
Oh, yeah, sometimes they do,
and you're okay. Like
sometimes they do. I'm like, oh, I'm really sorry, and they're like, oh no, it's all right.
It's like, easier to just not apologize.
Oh, you remember? you're kind of hoping they forget. So like, I think as a rule, unless like both of you are doing like in crazy like embarrassing things, then it's okay. But if it's like just one person, just pretend like just never mention it. The person, just bury that in your brain, burn it from memory, and just never talk about it. Just never ever bring it up.
But the problem you have with work Christmas parties is like, obviously, when you work with a bunch of people, there's people that you like, there's people that you're nothing, and then inevitably there's people that you fucking can't stand.
Yeah.
And the problem with Christmas party is that you tend to tell these groups of people who's in each group.
Yeah.
It's like you will tend to go to people, you know, you're the people that I think are cool. I couldn't give a shit if you get hit by a bus or not, and I hope you get hit by a bus. You know, like...
And I can see you being like a miserable cunt at a Christmas party.
No, like I'll have the crack at a Christmas party, but like there is a possibility, you know, like the people that you hate mightn't necessarily hate you. So like you're having the crack with the people that you like, and then the person that you hate is trying to have the crack with you because they don't hate you, and you're just like, fuck off.
You're trying to get rid of really trying to get rid of this person.
Yeah, you're like, just piss off, like I don't like you.
Yeah, especially when it's getting later and later into the night. Yeah. There's always one person who you barely know, and you're like being your best friend at a Christmas party. You're like,
and you're like, go away.
I'm like, I don't know you. I don't know. I don't feel comfortable around you. Leave me alone. So like, after hearing these stories, you might feel a little bit better about yourself.
Yeah, we haven't got to the stories yet.
Yeah, we actually haven't even got to the stories. We got to like one of my stories that I wasn't even going to tell. So the first is like they say it's a social media firm, but they didn't say which one, probably for legal reasons, so they don't endanger any jobs. So they said it pretty much started out quite like the average Christmas party, a bit awkward at first. This is until it got to about 11 p.m. And that's when stuff got really bad and mental. First of all, there was people got naked in the bathroom. There was an events team at this party who was organised. They're meant to organise the fun for the. They end up drinking as well and getting involved.
Everybody getting naked.
Yeah, the people in the cloakroom, they are feeding them drinks, so they ended up getting drunk as well. And things were getting kind of out of hand. One guy stripped down to his absolute nip, and one of the events girls starts spinning his like limp dick around. Like a windmill. This is like when the
helicopter.
The helicopter. This is like when they had to start kicking people out after there's like a naked guy getting his dick smacked around. And after that, they said they had to change the terms and conditions of their agreement before they start a party, and they also had to make sure people read and signed it.
That's how you know that like some shit has gone down.
Yeah,
like if you go to work and everybody's brought in and they're like, you have to read and sign this new policy that we've got because shit went down. Like, you know, something mental happened.
We are a social media company. Everything that went on that party is probably up on our site.
Yeah.
I have higher ups that might have seen that.
Like, definitely. Yeah, somebody's been posting videos on our site about our party.
I wonder if there's like a flat, like, do not post this on social media like before.
There probably is. Like, in work we're told if you're we're supposed to, if you post anything, or if you're involved in anything on the internet, you're supposed to expressly state that all views are my own and not that of the company.
Oh, on your social medias.
On your social medias and stuff, and you're not supposed to post certain things or share certain things or say certain things. Like, we actually had to sign a policy about it.
Oh, really? That's insane.
Yeah, nobody pays attention to it. But,
yeah, exactly.
We had to sign a thing.
Lucky enough that they don't know you have a podcast.
Just don't add your boss on Facebook.
Yeah, exactly. It's very, very simple. Unless something goes viral, then your boss sees it and goes, I'll have to take
then
action.
You're in trouble, yeah.
So, one of the other stories, they don't say where they worked, they just said it was in Leicester, and there's about 80 people going to this work party, and the company had paid for a 3-course meal. So what they, obviously what the staff did was try to have all the meals more or less cooked. It was already a set menu, and just so they can start dishing out, because people are probably going...
time, it takes a long time to feed, 80 people?
Yeah, exactly. So they obviously had a certain menu, they obviously knew what needed to be cooked. So they had the 3 courses pretty much cooked, more or less. And then pretty much everybody in the Christmas party started refusing to eat. But obviously the food was on the table because of what happened next. So around 9 p.m. is when stuff started getting really messy, because the reason why people weren't eating the food is because they wanted to get pissed as quick as possible on the company's money. And that's pretty much what happened. So there was people dancing on tables. Which, later on in the night, but at 9 p.m. is a little bit early to be starting
dancing on a table.
Dancing on a table. If it was 11 or 12 o'clock, you might go, okay, they're obviously having a bit of fun. Yeah. Let's let the sleeping dogs lie. They'll be out of here in a few hours. But it was 9 p.m. and they're only fucking getting started. So they started to kind of messy the place. They're having they're just being really loud and obnoxious, and things are starting to slowly get out of hand. One girl at the party fell down on concrete steps, and everyone just refused to help this girl. So they're all like, fuck her. We're having fun.
Nobody liked her anyway.
Yeah, pretty much. And when staff that were working at the bar were like, here, would you mind just clearing our way while we tend to
Get her out there,
they're like, stop ruining our fun. This is the only one time of the year we can let off a bit of steam and being as awkward as possible in order block out the way. So they weren't keeping fire exits clear for them. The ambulance showed up because she had to go to hospital, and they're still being ignorant pricks. There was people sexually harassing the staff that worked there.
Imagine that, some girl falls down the steps, some bar woman is giving her mouth to mouth or something, and some lad's grabbing her arse.
Yeah. Tongue her.
Yeah,
that's pretty much what happened.
That is pretty much what happened.
There's an ambulance coming, can you just clear the way? They're like, no, we're having too much fun. So pretty much this, as soon as, until the ambulance actually went, they basically went back to having what they would have thought of a good time, and this continued right up to about midnight. And I'm pretty sure their Christmas policy changed after that night. That
definitely had to change. Yeah, if somebody falls down the stairs.
Yeah,
all fun is to stop.
Yeah, but I'm surprised at that point where people weren't being cooperative when someone was unconscious, they didn't go get out. I know. I think it was a clothes company, so they're obviously. It was obviously a big high clothes company. They obviously paid a lot of money for this night. So maybe the clothes company might want a refund. They've already spent a good bit of money on...
stuff like that should be... that happened in... we won't name the place, but it happened in a nightclub somewhere a couple of years ago. Do you remember that? There was a girl fell down the stairs and she actually died.
Oh, really?
And they didn't close the nightclub. They didn't close the nightclub that night. They didn't close it, I think it happened on a Friday night. They didn't close it a Saturday. They didn't close it the next week. They stayed open.
Oh, well, I wouldn't expect them to keep it closed for a full week after.
You'd expect them to close it that day.
If a girl closed, I expected they closed it that night out of respect. They said, all right, people, we really have... Maybe just had a minute silence, sorry. Free drinks.
Well, she fell down the stairs, she died, and they never even closed it. And then same thing had happened to some guy a couple of years beforehand as well.
I was up up the country, I guess that's what you say. Is it down the country?
Up the country.
Up the country.
Depends where you're going.
Yeah, well, I would say down the country because, like...
What county were you in?
Or no, down to Dublin. And people go, you go up to Dublin.
You're in Dublin, then it's up.
Yeah. I say down to Dublin. The reason I say down to Dublin, I know it's wrong, but like Dublin's coast level. So Dublin's at the lowest point, right?
Yeah.
So surely you have to go up everywhere else. I think we're saying it wrong as a country. We need to change it. This is
Mark logic.
The Mark logic right now. So I think everyone needs to start saying up the country. And there's this girl who got really drunk, so she got kicked out. But she was unresponsive to the point where you need to call an ambulance. And they're like, yeah.
Yeah, they don't really want to call ambulances and stuff because, like, obviously it can lead to the place being closed. If you serve somebody who's like really, really intoxicated and they harm themselves, like either intentionally or unintentionally, that's whoever serves them's fault, and it's their direct supervisor's fault.
Yeah.
So like that's why most places, if you are absolutely pissed drunk somewhere and you fall out under a car.
But there's loads of cases where people have injured themselves while drunk. You just have to search Facebook, you'll see like cablation videos of that happen.
They like generally though the places like don't like calling an ambulance and stuff. They don't really.
I imagine like they'd be worse shit if your one dies.
Yeah.
In the cold after they're kicking her out of a pub.
Yeah, but they could say that she left.
There's like videos. There's video proof of other bars.
CCTV wasn't working at the time.
But like the place is a small little village, so there's other bars around. Maybe all the bars are like, this happens, no one's seen nothing.
Yeah.
And they're like, so if one of us go down, we all go down. So they knew like not to write anybody out.
Yeah, like it's just places are mental.
Yeah, it is quite mental. It's the kind of it's a kind of time for Christmas party and being to really.
But it's
really
like, you know, when you see somebody, when you're out and you see somebody that you're like, oh, they should definitely be fucking home at this stage.
Yeah.
That person just fucked. Get out here.
Yeah, exactly.
If you don't see that person, if you don't know who that person is, that person's you. If you're going around somewhere and you're like, where's the fucking drunk guy? I was like, you are the fucking drunk guy.
I kind of think like everybody has been that person at one point and everyone have seen that person.
Oh, regularly.
Yeah. I think if it's regularly, you need to talk to someone. There's like support services out there. Like we can get you help.
That could be something else you can branch into.
Yeah. Optional advice for
Shite Talk help.
Yeah. Shite Talk's advice for tackling
Shite cares.
Shite Talk's tackling your drinking problems and what to do if I think we'll end it there.
Yeah.
Possibly a new branch.
Go for a pint.
Yeah, go for a pint. Leave our phones at home.
Yeah. Or it'll get smashed.
Or it'll get smashed and bad things will happen. At least people don't know where we live, even though we mention it in most podcasts. Anyway, we'll be back next Thursday.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. Unless we get knocked down when we're drunk. So make sure you subscribe to all the places where you get your podcasts. You probably know this already, but iTunes is back
it's back working, is it?
It's back working. We're getting our podcasts back when every other podcast is released, just as quick.
That's good.
I just had to like rate them on Twitter, and suddenly it worked.
That's good.
I don't know if those two things are correlated.
But sure,
it worked after it did that.
Yeah, it worked.
So we'll be back everywhere next Thursday, and
keep sending in random shit.
Yeah, please do. It'll make our job a lot easier.
Yeah.
So I'll talk to you after.
See you later.
Shut up and sit down.